It's a lot. Hi, I'm Kate and welcome to my channel. Let's talk new makeup releases. I'm gonna scooch over just a little bit so I can have some room to show the photos of all of these products that we're talking about today. So just hold on a second. All right, that's better. Let's just dive right in with Colourpop. Pretty sure this is Colourpop's only release for the week, so good job, Colourpop. However, it's a collection marketed for deeper skin tones, but really there's only one really deep matte in this palette. The blushes look kind of pretty, but again, I don't know how well they would work on very deep skin tones. There's a couple Super Shock shadows, some lippy sticks, but overall just a neutral collection. Moira Cosmetics is an indie brand that I've been interested in trying, but haven't taken the dive. But the palettes that I've seen from them are very colorful and bright and pretty. So these just seem kind of lackluster. They are really affordable though at $15 a piece, but just very basic neutrals. There's one kind of pinky, one palette with a pop of blue. Not something that really interests me. So Be Bella is another brand that I haven't tried before, but they have a pretty Valentine's release. So this palette, a couple pink tones, very light and neutral otherwise, but the palette is only $12 and the blush palette is only $9, so a very affordable brand. Not sure about the quality. I haven't seen this brand ever or tried anything from them, but looks pretty. All right, Hourglass. So the last time we talked about Hourglass was when they released that new palette with the deep shades that really ended up being nothing new and nothing that deep. So they are releasing some skincare. So they have two products coming out. The first one is a day fluid that has SPF in it. There's an ingredient, I'll type it up here. I don't know how to say it, but it says it's the youth lipid responsible for cell regeneration that occurs naturally in the human body and is found in high concentrations in amniotic fluid. So that is $105. I don't know how much is in there, but $105. So the other product is a skin serum, and that retails for $240 for 50 milliliters, and it also contains that ingredient that is found in high concentrations in amniotic fluid. Those prices are crazy. You can get decently priced high-end skincare or drugstore brand that's good quality. There's, in my mind, no need to spend $240 on a serum. Huda Beauty is relaunching her popular Faux Filter Luminous Matte Foundation. New and improved, so it says it's the same coverage. From what I understand, it's a very full coverage. I don't really do full coverage foundations, but something that's always turned me off of Huda's complexion products is that they are heavily fragranced. So this is fragrance free. So for those that have been interested in trying this product or who like the product but not the fragrance, it is now fragrance free. So this is a release that kind of puzzles me a little bit. Pat McGrath is re-releasing the Divine Rose 2. I have the original Divine Rose and it's beautiful. I didn't need the 2. It was a lot of similar looking shades plus a hot pink, and I don't really wear hot pink. But one of the kind of gimmicks when it first launched was that it was like this limited edition pink lacquer packaging. So people tried really hard to get that, but it was, you know, like a one-time thing. Well, she's relaunching it with that packaging. So yeah, so the same palette. There is a new quad that just looks very basic and pink. Some lip products and a highlighter, $48 highlighter. I mean, it is Pat McGrath, so I'm not that surprised by the prices, but yeah, nothing that exciting. All right, BH has a release for the Chinese Lunar New Year. So I've liked a lot of BH products lately. The Blueberry Muffin palette, the Avocado Toast palette. I didn't try any of the Sweet Chops, but they looked really nice and a lot of people really enjoyed them. This looks pretty. I like that there's a couple deeper shades, some interesting pops of color like that super neon yellow, a couple reds and corals, some mustardy tones, a green. Looks interesting. I'm not gonna pick it up. Those aren't really shades that I'm drawn to or the shades that I like. I already have a couple times over. But there's some lashes and some glitters, so yeah, looks like a decent release. Winky Lux has 2 new palettes coming out, so I have tried, I think it's the Mermaid Kitten palette, and it's okay. I mean, for like drugstore, it's quite expensive though. A 9-pan palette is $25. I don't think the quality justifies that price tag. These both look to me. One is really colorful, but it just looks kind of disconnected to me color-wise, and then the other one is like cool tones. That one's pretty, but not for $25. All right, there's a new palette by Killer Queens Cosmetics. I have not heard of this brand before, but I know it's a Latina-owned brand, and it looks really pretty. I guess those aren't pressed glitters. Let me see. So there are some multi-chromes and duochromes. Oh, okay, so 9 multi-chromes, 2 duochromes, and 1 matte. So it looks like the 1 matte is that dark shade. It looks really pretty. However, I'm pretty sure this is $120. I mean, I expect those prices from like Natasha and Pat, but I don't think I would pay $120. Well, probably not for anything, but especially for a brand that I've never tried before and don't really know the quality, haven't heard much about. And I think they're justifying that based on like brands like Cleona and Divina and how much like their individual multi-chromes are. But it's a lot. Clinique. I don't understand this. I saw this picture of their new foundation, and you know, you can see, oh, there, you can swipe to see the next page. So I was like, oh, the rest of the shade range must be on the next page. So I swipe, and no. So yeah, that swipe, there's no more. There are essentially 2 deeper shades, not even super deep, 25 shades of the same, you know, maybe some variation with undertone, but I mean, at this point that seems intentional, right? Like where's the shade range? Where's the shade range? That's absolutely ridiculous. Right, Alter Ego has a couple new palettes. So Alter Ego is a dupe brand essentially, but from what I hear from creators is that their quality is actually quite fantastic, and a lot of their dupes are like dupes for Natasha Denona in particular. So it looks like there are 2 new dupe palettes coming out. One is for the Natasha Denona Bronze palette, and it's called Canyon. The other is a dupe for the Love palette called Bloom. They're $16 a piece, which is super affordable compared to the $65 price tag for the Natasha palettes. I'm actually curious to try the Bloom palette. I've passed on the Natasha Denona Love palette because it didn't fully call to me, especially at the price point. But this looks really pretty, and for $16 I'd be willing to try. So we'll see. All right, Dragon Beauty. So Nikita Dragun's brand has a couple more releases. Another brand that I just look at and ask why. Like her last 2 little 5-pan palettes, I thought they were just ugly. This one, you know, same thing. I mean, I understand why the egg shape is there, but I just don't think it works. And this palette, I don't get it. I mean, I know it's like birthday or Valentine's kind of all wrapped into one. I don't think that black needs to be there. Maybe if that was like a super, super rich burgundy, I still wouldn't get it, but it might look a little better. And then it looks like a couple are those lip glosses. Yeah, 3 lip glosses. So yeah, nothing from her brand has interested me in the least bit. And it looks like that's gonna continue. All right, we have a sneak peek of the packaging from the Sydney Grace and Temptalia collab. And they've leaked like a couple colors here and there, a couple swatches. I'm really excited to see, you know, what these end up looking like when they're all finished. Looks like it's 3 different palettes that fit together to make one picture. So I've been wanting to try more Sydney Grace. So yeah, we'll see if these color stories are something that call to me. All right, Suva Beauty has a set of toppers. So it's a little palette of 4 toppers for $35. They're holographic, dewy, glistening shades. I want to see swatches to see how different they look swatched, because in the pan, I mean, you can't really tell much difference since they're, you know, pretty sheer toppers, but yeah, not something I need, but I am curious to see what the swatches look like. Divina has 2 new shades that just went live. It is Phenomenon and Hemisphere. These look beautiful. They're $16 a piece. I'm not really looking to buy any singles right now. I find that I get them and then I just forget them. But they look pretty. I am curious to try some of Divina and Cleona and, you know, brands like that, but yeah. Kiko Milano has another release. Pretty sure they had a release last week. I don't think I talked about it, but some like little eyeshadow duos and a few other items. But it looks like there's some more items here. So there's an all over stick. So that's like for lips, face, eyes. Some mascara, a lip duo, brightening serum, lip gloss, liquid eyeshadow, and a face palette. I mean, it just looks basic. Nothing that I'm interested in. Right, there's a sneak peek from Glamlight. So all we see is cupcake. And then says, I've been in the kitchen whipping up the tastiest treats for Glamlight 2021. Can't wait to show you. So I have no idea what that could mean. Maybe like mini palettes, something a little smaller. Glamlight's another brand that I've been wanting to try. I think I talked about them in my brands that I want to try in 2021. Like, I don't need a full-on rainbow palette, but maybe something more curated, so I'll have my eye out on that. Right, Lime Crime has another release. So I think we talked about a couple palettes from them last week or the week before, but they are releasing a set of liquid eyeliners. So ultra matte, there are how many shades? Like 10 shades. Did I count right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 shades. So they're $18 a piece, 46 for 3, or all of them for 168. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a nice thing to have in your collection to have some different colored liners as an option. Typically, if I'm doing a colored liner, I use like a Suva cake liner, like a water activated, but I like these colors. Some of them look really pretty, the blues and deeper shades. There's some kind of pastel ones. So Terra Moons is sneak peeking a few new shadows. I have a few singles from Terra Moons and they are beautiful multi-chrome topper shades, at least the ones that I have. So yeah, these look really pretty. All right, and then the last release that I want to talk about, so Natasha Denona. So I'm actually wearing the Sunrise palette on my eyes today. I filmed this look for a Valentine's Day look video, but she is releasing a mini version of the Love palette. So I didn't pick up the Love palette because it was so like reds, bright, like the brighter pinks and purples I just don't really reach for. But this is really pretty. There's some new shades and I think some shades from the Love palette. But it's beautiful. I'm actually really interested. Her mini palettes are $25. There's a cheek palette as well with a cream blush and a highlighter. I'm not interested in that. And then a lipstick. So yeah, this is actually, I think, a really pretty release for Valentine's Day. I mean, the swatches look beautiful. I've seen some people already get it, but when I look on the website, it's not available yet. It's available for pre-order. But yeah, I'll have to think on this one because it looks really pretty. All right, well, I feel like that wasn't quite as much as the last 2 weeks, so maybe that's a good thing. Brands are slowing down a little bit, but yeah, there's some good things coming out, a lot that I'm just not interested in, a lot that are very questionable. So yeah. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed my video, please like and subscribe. Comment below if you're picking up any of these new items, and I'll see you soon.